Hi, good evening. My name is Esther Pike, Vice President of Programming at Oolite Arts in Miami, Florida. Welcoming you to our third installment of Art Sounds Improv in partnership with the Adrian Arts Center, happening on Facebook Live. Make sure to say hi in the chat, tell us where you're logging in from, and make some new virtual friends. Tonight, we are so excited to welcome jazz vocal icon René Marie. She will be in conversation with Oolite's president and CEO, Dennis Scholl, and immediately following the conversation, Rene will be performing live with her bassist, Elias Bailey. A little bit about Rene. A modern jazz vocalist, her unique artistry has been recognized with multiple domestic and international awards, including 2 GRAMMY Award nominations for Best Jazz Vocal Album. A lyricist, composer, arranger, playwright, actress, educator, speaker, and social justice activist. Rene is an Americana roots artist with jazz improvisational chops. Influenced by her Southern upbringing, she incorporates folk, R&B, country, and classical elements into her music and approach, lending her a unique sound and style that has captivated audiences worldwide. Over a span of 2 decades, 11 recordings, and countless festivals and concert stage performances, Rene inspires people with her artistry, her life story, and her ability to affirm the power of the human spirit. She's awesome, pretty much. All right, so without further ado, you're in for a wonderful treat. Let's all give a big virtual round of applause and welcome to the virtual stage, Dennis Scholl and René Marie.
Thank you, Esther.
Thank you, Esther. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Rene. So I want to welcome everybody back to Art Sounds Improv, where we invite musicians to tell us about the impact of the visual arts on their life and musical practice. We're going to talk a little bit and then get a virtual mini set from our guest. And as Esther said, tonight's guest is a great one. I'm so thrilled tonight to be joined by the Grammy-nominated jazz singer, René Marie. I've been listening to her for quite a while now. I'm a jazz head, as most of you know, and she has a voice like an angel. René, thanks for joining us on Art Sounds Improv tonight. Where are you coming to us from?
I'm coming to you from my living room live. Hello, Dennis, and thank you so much for asking me to participate in this. It's a brilliant idea. I love the way you're combining your 2 loves, visual arts and jazz, and I'm not a very well read up on visual arts, but I know what I like. So I just thank you for including us in your program.
Well, we love the idea of improv, and improv has a big place in the visual arts, and of course, it lives in jazz. So now tell me, what city are you in right now?
I am in a little town of Fredericksburg, Virginia. And we have been here since 2011. Moved here on the East Coast to take care of our aging parents, and still doing that, and having a lot of fun reconnecting with them.
Well, first thing I want to do is check in and see how you're doing in these difficult times. I know you did something wonderful a couple of weeks ago, and that is to go to Detroit and participate in the biggest free jazz festival in the country. I was very involved with that festival when I was with my foundation and had the good fortune of attending a number of times. I even got to introduce Tower of Power once. So how did this year's version of the festival work? I'm assuming no crowds. What was it like?
Well, Dennis, it was an adjustment. I learned something. First of all, the protocol for keeping things safe regarding the pandemic, they were on point with that. At no time were there ever any lackadaisical things going on. It was very tight, and I really appreciated it. As traveling, the way we did, we were kind of worried about that. But we were so used to seeing crowds of people in the hotel, on the street, and it was just not happening. It wasn't there, and that was okay. But then when we got on the stage to actually play the music, that's when I realized how much we depend on this circular give and take from the musician to the audience, back to the musician, back to the audience. And this whole energy cycle is going on the whole time. It's going on while we are playing, in between songs. You just are feeling the energy. And oh my goodness, that was the hardest adjustment for me, was because I thrive on that, you know. The music
So you were
was
just
killing.
playing to a camera?
Hmm?
You were just playing to a camera?
Playing to the camera. There were two cameramen, the sound engineers, and that was pretty much it.
Well, tonight you're just playing to a little dot right there on the computer. So, you know, it's right there. But I promise you that we've got an audience out here of hundreds watching you. So,
I believe you. I believe you. I believe.
Tell me how you've spent the rest of your time over these last 6-7 months during the pandemic. You're working on new music. What have you done?
Do you want me to be honest? I have to say I'm one of the artists that struggled with getting up every day and being productive in that sense.
Sure.
There seemed to be something that kind of went out of me. And I spent a lot of time the first couple of months walking around in circles in the house, just going from room to room. I would sit at my piano and try to compose, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I don't know what that was, but
we all have to give ourselves a break right now. You know, creativity is not something that you order up like a pizza. And, you know, you've got to give yourself the atmosphere to create, and you've got to be in a place where you can create. I've been working on my documentary films, and I had some good months, and boy, did I have some months where they just sat there. Right. And I've never been like that before. This is a very unusual situation for your psyche.
You know, I like how you said you'd never been in that place before. That's how it was for me. Sometimes, you know, the longer we live, we go through things. Oh, this is familiar. I know what to do here. I know what this is. But this was a new one for me. And I usually know how to pick myself up and keep moving. I couldn't do it this time. And
I understand.
And I had to be gentle with myself and tell myself this is also part of the creative process sometimes. This dormant period, just like trees and, you know, flora has their dormant period. Sometimes humans can have it too. So I really did try to be gentle and just keep moving forward.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Now, you know, this series is about talking to great musicians and asking them, what's your visual arts exposure like? There was a lot of your visual arts exposure for you within your family. Tell us a little bit about your incredibly creative family and the makers in your family.
Well, behind me is some artwork of my sisters. And you can see this piece here. Her name is Lynn Stevens. And she's got some other pieces. Let's see if I can move that.
That's perfect.
She's got other pieces that I really and dearly love. And she's been painting, self-taught. And she has a unique perspective. A lot of her stuff is just paintings of faces. But then there are other pieces where it's you know, she's just all over the place with colors and textures. And I love that. This painting right here, well, it's a mask that my brother Eric Stevens, and he has other pieces I have of his on the wall. These pieces, he is made out of found art. And he just finds stuff on the street, picks it up, changes it a little bit, and figures out how he wants to make masks. And he's also focuses on the face. I don't know what that is. I just kind of realized that's what the two of them have in common.
And they're still making every day, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. He doesn't want you to help him find anything. He wants to find it on his own and make his own art. So I can appreciate that. It's like I don't want anybody telling me how to write a song or what words to put in it. That's my thing. So yeah.
We were
Yeah.
talking a little bit before we went on camera about when you guys travel, and I know you travel all over the world to jazz festivals,
Yeah.
but that you will get to a museum every now and then. Tell us about your trip to Paris.
Every now and then but that trip to Paris was great because we were there for several days and our hotel was close enough that we could just walk to the Louvre. And it was overwhelming, is the only word I know how to describe. It has something for everybody. And plus, just the fact that it was the Louvre, and there we were inside. We've seen it in movies, we've seen it in magazines, and there we were walking around inside. Um, Paris being the city that it is, that it attracts so many people from all over the world, the diversity there in the museum was just amazing. That too really does add to the enjoyment of the whole experience. And so, whenever we visit museums and other creative outlets during the day, it always impacts the music we play at night. I can't really tell you how it happens or what exactly is going on, but I do know we play with just a new feel or a new energy whenever that happens. So
Yeah, we've got a lot of visual artists watching tonight, and one of the things I want to take advantage of is that I think it's fair to say that in your artistic career, you were kind of a late bloomer when it came to your music. And I find that as we get older, it gets harder to try new things, maybe out of fear of failure. For me, that's what it is, or an unwillingness to get out of our comfort zone. But not you. I mean, the visual artists that I know that I work with, they get stuck a little time sometimes. They get a little scared. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey, to get to this point? Because you, like I said, you started very late. Tell us about that.
well, it's funny you put it that way. I never have felt that I started late because I've always been singing. It's just that I wasn't singing on a stage and getting paid for it. That is the difference. But in terms of singing and trying new things, experimenting with my voice, I would do that at home, in the car, in the shower, all the time. And I've been singing since I was just a really little kid. And instead of a microphone, it would be a carrot in my hand, pretending that I was on a stage, and had some little backup singers. My two girlfriends, when we were very small, like 7, 8, and 9 years old, just having a good time listening to music. So I've never have felt like I started late. That's one thing that keeps me from feeling self-conscious about it. And the other thing is that I guess I didn't really have this plan that I wanted to accomplish a certain thing by a certain age. I just started singing with a group of musicians because the opportunity, the door opened, and the opportunity to do it was there without any effort on my part. All I had to do was just go to the venue and sing. Now, I had a lot to learn. One of the biggest things I learned, it's kind of funny, Dennis. I listened to certain albums of Ella and Sarah, and I didn't realize that the songs that they sang on those albums were arrangements. I thought, oh, this is how the song goes from start to finish. Everybody knows this is how it goes. So when I started sitting in on jam sessions and I would call a tune, I would be waiting to hear, like Lullaby of Birdland, I was waiting to hear the introduction. Ba ba doo ba weep beep bop doo ah doo 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 ah doo ah doo wee. And it was not there.
And the band's just looking at you, waiting for you to hit it.
Looking at me. And they're playing it, and they're in the key that they're used to playing it in instrumentally. And I didn't realize that either. Oh, there were many things to learn. Many, many, many things.
Did you have a lot of nerves when you were getting started? I remember I was talking to somebody about you, and they referred to the fact that in the early days, you wouldn't get too far from the piano. Now, if anybody watches you perform, I mean, you're a magnanimous, big performer. What was that transition like, and what was it like in the early days?
You know, as you get older, you lose your fear of you stop worrying about what people are going to think. Well, what do they think? And if I move too much, and I was under the influence of some musicians and club owners and other people in the music business who thought it was their duty to tell me how to move on stage. And I listened to them at first. So that had a lot to do with it. It wasn't that I was afraid to move, it was just that I was told not to. So I listened to them just long enough to know that that's not the way I needed to sing.
Yeah.
And the transition was very liberating, because when you're standing beside the piano, you hear mostly piano. But if you move over in front of the drums, then you're more aware of what the drums are doing. And I would find out that my singing changes. It changes if step back and I'm closer to Elias, the bass player in our group, and I sing differently then. I kind of focus in on what he's doing. So, you know, as opposed to what the pianist, bass player, and drummer, they kind of have to stay in their one spot. I get to move all around and visit with them, so to speak,
Right.
in the middle of the song. It's
But before
delightful.
we let you go and perform, I have one other question I want to ask you about, because it's something that I think is very unique to you, and that is that you like to do mashups. I mean, you've got a song, Vertigo, on that album, in which you said is a combination of James Brown and Hitchcock. You've got another mashup that is a mashup that I'm astounded by, and that is you have put together the song Dixie and, of course, the great Billie Holiday standard, Strange Fruit. That one's a complete eye-opener. What is this about that allows you to take these disparate ideas and kind of push them together and come out with something really amazing?
Well, I saw both songs are about the South, certain aspects of living in the South. Dixie, there's nothing objectionable about it. There's nothing in there in the lyrics about no reference to slavery or master or anything like that. It's just a song written about they moved away from the South and they wish they could go back. There are about 11 verses to that song, by the way. And Strange Fruit is another perspective of living in the South. And typically, Dixie is like the rebel song for those who have a particular viewpoint about what it means to live in the South. And it's often associated with the Confederate flag and the Civil War. But I thought there's nothing in that song about the Confederate flag or the Civil War. And I like that song. And I want to sing it as a woman of color whose ancestors were enslaved. So wouldn't it be wonderful, I thought, if I could just combine those two very different ideas and perspectives of living in the South and combine them into one song, because those are two very contradictory expressions, musical expressions of living in the South. And the South is also contradictory. And as humans, we're also contradictory. So go ahead and sing it, even if I may not have a very good explanation of why I put them together or how it works. I just know that it works.
Yeah. Well, I would urge our audience to check out Vertigo, check out the Eartha Kitt album that you did, check out the new Red album that you did. I think that
Sound of Red, yes.
Sound of Red.
Uh-huh.
So the one thing I do know about doing this job is that nobody wants to hear me talk anymore. They're very anxious to hear you sing. So we're going to take about a 90-second break, and then we're going to come back, and René Marie is going to bring it for us. I am so appreciative that you're here tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dennis. Hello, all of you beautiful people. I'm smiling so big I can't stop smiling. I'm so delighted to be able to share some music with you again. Thank you for tuning in. I would like to start off, if you don't mind, um, singing something a cappella, after which I will be joined by the bassist in our group, Mr. Elias Bailey. But I would like to do, let's see, Dennis and I were talking about mashups, and this is a medley mashup of 3 songs about being happy. So I hope that it resonates with you. When you're smiling, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, everybody's laughing. And the sun comes shining through. But when you're crying, you bring out the rain. So stop your crying and start smiling again. Oh, when you're smiling, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles. The whole world smiles. The whole world smiles. When your heart is aching, smile, even though it's breaking. Though there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by if you smile. Through your pain and sorrow, smile. And maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you gotta keep on trying, smile. 'Cause it ain't no use in crying. You'll see that life is still worthwhile if you just make someone happy. Make just one someone happy. Make one heart the heart you cling to. One smile that cheers you. One face that lights when it nears you. Someone you're everything to. Because fame, if you win it, it just comes and goes in a minute. Where is that real stuff of life to cling to? Love is the answer. Someone to love. That's the answer. And when you found them, build your dreams around them and make someone happy. Make just one someone happy. Then you will be happy. When you're smiling, when you're smiling, The whole world smiles. The whole world smiles. Oh, the whole world smiles. If you just put on a happy face. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, la-ba-doo-ba, pow. That's it. That is the tune. Smile when you're smiling, make someone happy, and then just that little, what would you call it? The ending, put on a happy face. Smiling is very important, and I hope all of you are smiling now. I know I am, because I'm thinking about how much I enjoy singing with this next musician, my buddy. We have known each other for a long time. Come on in, Elias Bailey, everyone. Please welcome him warmly. And thank you for welcoming both of us into your homes. How far are we traveling today virtually? I want to know who is living the farthest away that's listening right now to this concert. So at least we can travel virtually, even though without having to wear a mask. That's the beauty of it. Okay. So let's see, are we situated right? This is how they told us. Okay. I think the first song we're going to open with is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Is that all right with you?
Great.
Okay. What do you think? Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a place that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and each dream that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away beyond the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly high, bluebirds fly over the rainbow. Why can't I? Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind, where troubles melt like lemon drops away beyond the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, bluebirds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly above the rainbow, why, oh why can't I? Yay. I love singing that song, first of all, because it's from The Wizard of Oz, which is my, oops, let me move this out of the way. A little cramped here. It's from The Wizard of Oz, which is my absolute, oops, this drum has a mind of its own, my favorite musical of all time, The Wizard of Oz. And so we've been doing that song together for about 20 years, I think. So this next tune that we would like to do, we're doing pretty much all standards, I think, except for one song I'm saving for later. Actually two songs that are kind of original. But this next song, I get to scat a little bit. Elias takes his solo. We come back together, and it's going to be called The Nearness of You. But before we get started, I think my water is over there. Is it right there? I know, we've got plants, we've got drums. You're not going to knock it over. Usually you guys don't get to see this part because your attention is diverted when someone else is soloing. But because we're on camera like this, I have to take some water. It's nice to have the artwork of my brother and sister behind me. We always said we were going to do a show together, and I think this might be the closest we're going to get for a while. Okay, The Nearness of You. About like that.
Cool.
It's not the pale moon that excites me, that thrills and delights me. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. It isn't your sweet conversation that gives this sensation. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. When I'm in your arms and I feel you so close to me, all my wildest dreams start coming true. I don't need no soft lights to enchant me if you'll only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight and to feel in the night the nearness of you. It's not the pale moon that excites me, that thrills and delights me. Oh no, don't do you. It's just the nearness of you. It isn't your sweet conversation that gives me this sweet sensation. Oh no, it's just the nearness of you. When you're in my arms and you're close to me, all my wildest dreams start coming true. I don't need no soft light to enchant me. If you do only grant me the right to hold you ever so tight and to feel in the night. I wanna feel in the night. I wanna feel in the night, even if it ain't right. Scooby doo 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 doo, ooh doo 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 doo. I wanna feel you in the night. Want to hold you so tight and to feel in the night the nearness of you. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let's do it again. I wanted to do the turnaround some more, but I couldn't think of any more rhymes. It's so different, you know. I know you guys are watching and listening and hopefully enjoying it, but like I was saying during the interview with Dennis, without even just one person in here, right? I mean, it's just so different. I'm totally tuned into what Elias is playing and the way he's, you know, how he pulls it. What is that called when you make the string go? What? You don't have a word for it? But I love it. It's the open string, right? It's when, or
probably. I don't know.
Mm. Okay, what would you all like to hear next? We're taking requests. No, we're not really. But what would you like to hear next? Okay, I think I heard somebody say they want to hear Bob Seger's tune, Turn the Page. I love Bob Seger. I love all different types of music. And when I was a teenager, I just loved, you know, that saxophone part, that saxophone solo in the middle of it. It's so cool. And it just, I always wanted to just sing that song. And now that I'm have my own band, then I can sing the songs I want to sing. So we're going to do this tune by Bob Seger, Turn the Page, because there are certain things that all musicians experience. And this is his experience of what it's like being on the road. Even though they're a rock group and we are not, we have these things in common with them. Traveling musicians, we just all kind of experience many of the same things. So this is our version of turn the page. On a long, lonely highway east of Omaha, you can hear the engine moaning out its one-note song, and you think about the man that you had the night before. Then your mind starts wandering the way it always do when you've been riding for 16 hours and it ain't nothing else to do, and you don't feel like riding no more. You just wish the trip was through. Well, here I am, I'm on the road again. Here I am, up on the stage. Here I go, singing these songs again. Where I go, turn the page. Well, you walk into a restaurant, strung out from the road. You can feel the eyes upon you when you're taking off your load. You pretend that it don't bother you, but you just want to explode. Sometimes you can't hear them talk, and other times you can. It's the same old damn cliche. Is that a woman or is that a man? And then you see that you're outnumbered, so you don't dare take a stand. Yeah, here I am, I'm on the road again. Here I am, up on the stage. Here I go, singing these songs again. Where I go, I gotta turn the page. Yeah. of energy we try to give away as the sweat pours off your body, just like the music that we play. Well, later on in the evening, when you're lying awake in bed with the echoes of the amplifier just ringing in your head, and you smoke the day's last cigarette, and you think about what he said. Yeah, here I am. Well, I'm on the road again. Here I am. I'm up on the stage. Here I go. I'm singing these songs again. Where I go, where I go, where I go. Damn it, let me turn the page. Woo! Let me turn the page. Let me turn the page. Woo. Ooh, Elias, you sound good, brother.
Oh, it's so much fun to play.
I know, right? So how we ended up being able to do this gig together is Elias was living in New York, even though he's homegrown Virginia, but he was living in New York. And of course, when the pandemic came about, he looked at his options and had an opportunity to move out of the city, away from this, that was like what do they call it? Like this epicenter or something, But he came back to Virginia. And this is how we ended up being able to do this gig together, because he's still living in Virginia for now. I don't know what he's going to do later, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that right now we were able to make this music together. We did a couple of things too. So this has been really, really nice having him back in Virginia. That's right. Nothing like it, right? Well, I really don't know how much time we have, if we have any time left or not, but we just gonna keep on playing. Minutes? What? No. Okay, somebody told us 5 minutes. So the election is coming up, right? Are you cool with doing this?
Yeah.
Okay. The election is coming up, and I want to encourage everyone in the U.S. The U.S. presidential election is coming up, and we want to encourage all of you who are watching and all of you who are not watching, but you're listening, to get out and vote, please. It's very important. And to encourage your friends and relatives to vote. Myself, we voted early and took our ballot down to the registrar's office. I think you did too, right? You guys voted early?
I'm going to vote early next week.
Awesome. Oh, that's right. That's right. You're going to have to go to New York. So in the spirit of voting, and with apologies to the composer of LOVE, I just did this little ditty called VOTE, sung to the melody of, well, is for the love you give to me. You know that tune? Okay, I'm changing the letters and the lyrics to reflect these times that we're living in. And once again, you have been listening to my dear friend and this amazing bass player that I love singing with, Elias Bailey. Yay! Yay! They're all clapping. Yay! The crowd's going wild. Yay! So here we're going to end our little set with VOTE, vote. Is it in D flat?
Yeah.
I'm kind of nervous, actually. V is for the vote you're going to cast. O is for the only thing I ask. T is for trumpet, a word that rhymes with dump it. E is for election, to turn it in another direction. Vote so you can make a difference. Vote. Not to doesn't make any sense. Voting is a privilege. It takes a lot of votes to make a good village. Votes is such a necessity. V-O-T-E, vote. I mean you. Okay, I think that wraps it up for us. Once again, we would like to thank Dennis and the Oolite organization for asking us to participate. We hope all of you are happy and healthy and hungry to get back out again when it is safe to do so, to support live music. But in the meantime, we thank you so much for tuning in like this and making it possible for us to share our live music with you. Until the next time, we bid you adieu. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Renee. That was amazing. Just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in. I think Renee asked, who is the most farthest away? We actually had someone from Barcelona, Spain.
Barcelona.
So, Barcelona, Spain. So, hola, thank you.
Hola.
Gracias for tuning in. This was amazing. I will never hear Bob Seger this quite the same ever again.
I love Bob Seger.
Love Bob Seger, but I think I love René Marie a lot more. So once again, thank you, Renee. Thank you, Elias. Thank you, Quentin. Thank you, Renee's husband. Shout out to Renee's husband for the countless hours of tech time. Thank you to our amazing tech team, Andrew and Denise. You guys always bringing us perfect tech. Thank you to our Oolite staff, the Adrian Arts Center staff. Jody, I see you. Shout out to Jody. Thank you guys all so much. This was amazing. Stay tuned for more art sounds, and please be safe. And yes, vote. Please vote. Please vote. Okay. Good night, guys. Bye.